tell us your top 5 pound-for-pound fighters.
Terence Crawford, Canelo, Shakur, Anthony Joshua, Greedy Belly.
Good fight though.
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Now, who's your top 3 pound for pound? Top 3.
Now,
Now.
Crawford, Canelo, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson. So you like Shakur Stevenson?
Yes, yes.
Okay, absolutely. Now, my final question for you is, what?
I like style, but I want to Shakur more punch.
You want
Punches,
to get
yeah.
more volume of
yes,
punches,
yes,
right?
yes. Combination, like a defense combination, one more combination.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's amazing fighter.
Shakur and Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. Who wins? Shakur versus Devin Haney?
I think Shakur.
And Shakur versus Gervonta?
Shakur.
What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy KB, back to get boxing is just due. Back with a quick one, man. And I just came across a couple of little clips from Oleksandr Usyk. One of them just from yesterday, where he did an interview with Johnny Boy Boxing. And, he was asked about what's his top 3 fighters in the game. And, the guy they love to hate is one of the first names he mentioned, and Shakur Stevenson. And he was also asked, who he think will win out of Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. And in both fights, he went on to say Shakur Stevenson. Might be a shocker to some, but not really a shocker to me, because we all know Oleksandr Usyk, one of the best fighters in the game, undisputed at cruiserweight, undisputed at heavyweight. The accolades speak for itself, Olympian, right? He's just one of the most skillful and talented guys in the game. So it's no surprise or, no shock to me that he would pick Shakur Stevenson as one of the best fighters in the game, because skill recognizes skill. He did give a little honest criticism. He said, he would like to see Shakur throw more punches, more combinations. And that's something a lot of people has asked for with Shakur Stevenson. So Oleksandr Usyk saying it, there's no surprise there. I think it's a fair, honest criticism of Shakur, but Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most viral guys in the sport of boxing. I mean, since he's been out, it's been a piece of excitement that's definitely lacking, definitely missing. But as far as a fight between him and Shakur, the longer it goes, the less likely I think we are to see it. But we're still in a position where that fight can be made. It's just a matter of these guys truly wanting to make that fight. The same thing with Devin Haney. He had an opportunity more recently to try to make a fight with Shakur Stevenson at 44, because they're really 2 weight classes away, and that didn't come to fruition. So no doubt either of these fights, either of these matchups will be good. Shakur Stevenson will be these guys' toughest test, and vice versa. I think if Shakur was to fight Devin Haney tomorrow, it'll be his toughest test to date. I think if he fought Gervonta Tank Davis, it'll be his toughest test to date. But that's depending on what kind of Tank Davis we get, because we all know a focused Tank is a dangerous Tank, and Shakur Stevenson is definitely a guy that's in need of great dance partners. I mean, after his win over Tio, his recent signing to Zuffa, it's a bunch of talk about who he's going to fight if he's on Zuffa Island. But my thoughts is, if you really want to make a fight with this man, you'll make the fight. We seen Ryan and Conor Ben fight. That's a Zuffa fighter fighting somebody that's over there under the DAZN umbrella at Golden Boy. So at the end of the day, it's proof that these fights can be made if everybody's on board with making them. As far as the fights and the matchups with Shakur, Tank, and Devin, like I said, man, they're pick'em fights. They're truly all 50-50 fights, assuming Tank Davis will be the focused, best version of himself. They give these guys hell, and these fighters are talented enough where they can beat each other on any given day. If you're not focused, you're not locked in, you're not on your A game, Shakur Stevenson is going to beat you. And the same thing goes for Devin Haney or Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, it's a lot of question if he's still mentally locked in and if he still wants to compete, at the highest level. But it remains to be seen. Sometimes a break away from the sport is good. We know he's been plagued with a plethora of legal issues throughout his career, but, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. He's not too old to return back to the sport of boxing. For some reason, I don't think Lamont Roach is the last fight that he's going to have. I don't know how many more he got left, But I could see him coming back and making some fights. Which fights remains to be seen, but I would hope that it's a Shakur Stevenson fight because it's obviously one of the biggest and best fights in boxing to make. Both of those guys truly focused and locked in. I think the fans will get their money's worth. Everybody walks away happy. It's just a fight that we need to see. So shout out to Tank. Wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully he can sort out any legal issues or anything on the outside, keeping him from getting inside the ring, right? Because I do want to see this guy compete again. I want to see him come back and give us some of these fights that he said, you know, go chasing some of these guys and give them exactly what they've been saying they've been looking for all these years. Same thing with Devin. Devin is at 147 pounds. He's having a lot of trouble securing a matchup, getting a meaningful fight at welterweight. You know it's always a way to fix that. The remedy is to move up 54 if you can't get the fights at 47. But I don't see Devin doing that right now. And I think him and Shakur Stevenson fight is more of a fantasy fight, just like Devin and Tank. Fantasy fight because he's 2 weight classes bigger than them guys. I don't see him, you know, making any concessions to make either fight. Those guys will have to be up in his weight class. Tank had to come up to 47. The same thing with Shakur because of the talent level. They're far too talented to give up anything and meet them anywhere close to the middle, even if that is the most fair and logical approach. It's just not something that he's going to do because he's not going to have the advantage, and that's just what it is. But as far as Shakur, he got 2 different weight classes he could be competing at. Can't wait to see who Zuffa finds as a first opponent for the first fight for him. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hearing he could be returning around October. Let's hope that that's the case and that they find an actual worthy opponent for this man because they signed him. They said they paid him a ton of money. And they got to make it make sense by making the right fights with this kid to showcase his talents. Anything less than, you know, a quality opponent is just going to subject him to more criticism, and Zuffa as well. So hopefully they got their ducks in a row and they're willing to make any necessary sacrifices to make the fights for Shakur Stevenson. Same thing with Devin Haney signing the deal directly to the zone. Hopefully that situation puts him and prompts him in a position where he can successfully make these fights. Right now, seeming like he's struggling and having issues making these fights. As for Tank Davis, we know he's never really had an issue making fights. He got one of the best teams in boxing. If he say he want to fight, they're going to get him a fight. And then everybody going to get paid, everybody going to be happy. So let's see how all of this unfolds. Shout out to Oleksandr Usyk for giving his just due to these fighters and giving Shakur Stevenson his just due, because it's the guy that people love to hate, and it's refreshing to hear the boxers, and especially some of the best in the world, give him his flowers while he could smell them. But that's my thoughts. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. Do you think we see any of these fights, Shakur versus Devin, Shakur versus Tank? And if so, who you got winning? And get in that comment section. Let me know if I gave boxing its just due, because that's what I do over here at Just Do Boxing. To the next one, I'm out. Peace.
Good fight, though.
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Now, who's your top 3 pound for pound? Top 3.
Now,
Now.
Crawford, Canelo, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson. So you like Shakur Stevenson?
Yes, yes.
Okay, absolutely. Now, my final question for you is, what...
I like style, but I want to Shakur more punch.
You want
Punches,
to
yeah.
more volume of
yes,
punches,
yes,
right?
yes. Combination, you know, like a defense combination, one more combination.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's amazing fighter.
Shakur and Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. Who wins? Shakur versus Devin Haney?
I think Shakur.
And Shakur versus Gervonta?
Shakur.